What's going on, gamers out there? Gavin93 here, and welcome to episode 33 of Building Minecraft City 3.0. And right now, episode 32 though is currently being processed though for uploading. So, and I just need to find something to do though, if that makes any sense. So, rather than just doing like something else though, what I'm doing though is I'm actually going to be continuing this though, until I feel like that what I need to do though is eventually now, like I said though, I'm gonna be finishing up on the school area. I'll be finishing up the school before I continue with the so I'm gonna finish up the school before I do the okay, there we go, perfect. Okay, so they're not in the exact position stuff, but it's not that too big of a deal. Let's get rid of this stuff real quick. There we go. Okay, let's take this back stuff back inside the inventory.
So that is what you want for the very front of the school, guys. Once you've got that taken care of, we can now move on to the back of the school. And let me tell you guys, the back of the school is way more interesting than the front of the school. So let's move all the way over to the back. We're coming to the very back center part of the school, and we're taking out the stone brick slabs again. And left and right of the entrance, where we have these stone bricks that connect to the ground, we want to take each one of these and we want to extend them coming towards like the back here. We want to extend them coming back each by that will be, I'm just getting this right, guys, just getting this right. You want to extend it back by 2. That's 1, 2, and 1, 2, like that. So coming out by 2. You then want to take each one of the second blocks and you want to extend them until they are equal in line with the sides of the school. So we want to have one there, lining up with the hedge, and we want to, actually, I don't think we'll line them up with the hedge. I don't think that we'll do that. I think that we'll line them up with... Now, we will line them up with the hedge. What am I talking about? We'll line them up with the hedge like that. So you kind of want to have kind of like a really, really weird looking T-shape like this. Now, once you've done that, you then want to do this. You want to take those second blocks again and like now digging into the floor. So still with the second blocks, still coming out, we want to do a row of 3 digging into the floor. That's 1, 2, 3. Replace those 3 blocks with andesite. So you can see 1, 2, 3 coming out. Replace with andesite like that. Then with the stone bricks again, on top of the grass, we want to do a row of 8.
Now, I'm going to fill in all this in real quick, though. Now, you may be wondering, though, why is the back with andesite, but the front with the curb? Well, the curb full block, though, is part of the sidewalk, though. And the entrance, though, has to be like that. Not the exit, not like the back area, though. Because the back area, though, with the curb full block would just look weird to me. Now, I'm filling all this in first, though, just so it's, like, done and out of the way.
Stone brick slabs coming down. So that'll be 18. That'll be 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Perfect.
3, 4, 5, and, well, 13. Like first blocks in the row of 18, we want to extend those coming towards the side of the school again. So what we're essentially forming is a nice big giant T shape. Once the path's in, and we will fill it in later, just a little later, we're going to want to have something which should look a little bit like this. So we now have a T-shaped path. What do we have next to do? So we have 2 things to add. We have a little bit of a play area to add, and we have a basketball court to add. So which one shall we start with? Shall we start with the play area first? Let's do that. So what we want to do is this. You can see here where we have this block, this row of the first block in our row of 18. Well, on the left-hand side here, counting in diagonally, and you can use a block to count this out accurately, you want to leave a diagonal row of 3 coming towards the outer part of the school. That's 1, 2, 3, like that. And then on that 4th block, place a stone brick slab. You then want to take this stone brick slab and extend it down by 14.
One,
That's
two.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wait, hold on.
This stone brick slab and extend it down by 14. That's 1, 2, 3,
Okay,
4.
so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And I need to extend this on extra block then.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You then want to take that 14th block and go left of it by 24. That's
24. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, that's 14, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. You then want to take that 24th block and you kind of just want to extend it towards the front of the school again, and you just want to line it up with the opposite side and then connect it back upon itself.
Like this.
So we're just making the little area in which the little play area is going to be. So you can see we've now formed like a rectangular shape like this. It should be formed like that. And don't worry that this path right here is a little shorter than the little play area that you've made. You can just extend it by 2 blocks so that it supersedes the play area by 1 row, as it does on the side. You might want to do that right there as well. Now what do we have to do? So the play area has a couple of things and we need a few materials for this. So we're going to need some...
Okay, so let me just toss everything inside the inventory real quick. I mean, everything.
red wool. We'll also need some dark green wool. We also want some nether brick fence, and we want a stone brick step. Once we have each one of those, this is what we want to do next. So we want to, with our dark green wool, starting from the left-hand side of this rectangle, we're in the bottom left-hand corner of the rectangle, looking down upon it like this. So we want to find the third diagonal coming in from this corner. So this is first, second, third. On top of this diagonal, we want to do a row of 4 dark green coming in. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. We then, coming towards that way, towards back to the school, we want to do an upright diagonal and then go right by 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We then want to do a bottom right diagonal, and we want to connect it down to the ground like this. Then, take out your nether brick fence, and you want to find the 3 middle blocks in your swing. So, this is a middle block. Left and right of that, we want to extend these down until they almost touch the ground. They want to be 1 row off the ground. And we want to do this using the nether brick fence. So it
Like
should
this.
be 2 rows of 3 nether brick fence coming down to the ground. Then place a stone brick stairs in the middle of them. We've made a swing. There we go. Once you've done that, we then want to come to the opposite side here. And we want to find the middle block in this opposite side. It should roughly be this one. And we want to be 2 blocks away from the side. So on top of this 3rd block here, we want to go up by 3 of the red wool. That's 1, 2, 3. And then coming across towards the outer part of the school, we want to do an up left diagonal, and then do another up left diagonal because we meant to do 2. So 2 up left diagonals from that 3rd block. We then want to go left 2, then do 2 bottom left diagonals. We then want to go down until we touch the ground. Then we want to take this top center middle block, we want to extend it coming towards us by 1, then do 2, like, for instance, a bottom right diagonal, so coming outwards. Then take that second bottom right diagonal, connect it down to the ground. Do the same on the other side. So here, coming towards the school, we want to place 1 block coming this way, then do 2 bottom outwards diagonals, or however you want to say it, come this way. So we've kind of like formed a cone shape. We then want to, you see where we have all these 4 rows of 3? We want to connect all of these together diagonally. So we want to connect the middle blocks in these rows of 3, and we want to connect them together diagonally, like going all the way around like this. So we just kind of want to form this shape. I don't even know how to describe it. It's kind of like a spider's web. It's a cage, really, is what we're making. And that's kind of just like the thing that you'd like climb on and play on.
Okay, so let me get the sand real quick. I need
You'd
sand.
probably see them on like most playgrounds, and that's what we've made. We've made the swing. We've made a climbing frame essentially. Now, so once you have that little play area taken care of, guys, this is what we're going to do next. We're going to do the basketball court. So get rid of all of your materials. I've already.
Okay. I'm filling this in with sand real quick though, before I do that. There we go. Because in my opinion though, filling this in now though would make things a lot easier for me. And I mean like a lot easier for me. There we go. Perfect. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Whoops. Good thing I kept the grass block in my inventory. Or else that would be terrible. And I would need to get it back from the creative menu. Perfect. There we go. Okay. Oh, whoops. I did not mean to break that. I meant to break this stuff here. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Okay. When the reason why I'm doing it like this though, first though, is just to make it easier on myself. And I mean like a lot easier on myself. Oops, it's stuck. There we go. Now there are actual basketball hoops though for this though. Like there actually are though, so now I just gotta see exactly how big they are though. I gotta see how big they are. Okay, so let me just get rid of all this stuff real quick, except for the grass block. Now I want to see exactly how big these basketball hoops are. Because I know that this thing does include the basketball hoops, right? Yes. Right here. Let's see how big these things are. Oh. They're kind of on the big side. So I'm actually going to use these, though. Instead of creating them, like, from the creative menu, though. Because it's just going to make it a lot easier to just use these rather than create my own.
Already done it. And you're going to want to grab this. Grab yourself some polished andesite. You'll also want to grab yourself some cyan stained clay. Flip over, grab yourself some, we'll actually need some web. Grab some web. Grab white wool, red wool. You might also want to grab some white carpet, and we'll need some orange wool. What else may we need, guys? We'll also need some black wool, and I think that we're probably about good at that. So once you have each one of those materials right there, this is...
Now, actually, we don't actually not going to use the wool because the orange wool because we actually have an actual basketball here, right here, as you can tell.
This is what you want to do next. So we now want to come over to the opposite side, and we now want to copy the dimensions of the arc onto this side. So starting from like this corner block right here, like we did on the opposite side, we want to take this corner block, and we want to find the fourth bottom right diagonal coming in. So that's the first, second, third, fourth bottom right diagonal coming in, place a white wall. Then coming out towards the end of, like, towards outwards from the school, we want to do a row of 14 white carpet, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then we want to go right at that 14th block by 24 with the white carpet, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. We then want to drag that until it is even with the very first carpet that we placed, which is right there, and then...
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I believe it goes out to here, I believe, right? Correct. Okay.
And then we want to connect it together. I'm not sure that I mentioned that we were making this out of white carpet to start with, but I'm sure that it's easy enough to see that that's what I was using. Plus the fact, I mean, it's just the exact same thing that we just made on the left-hand side there. Now, once you have your rectangle of white carpet, we now have to add a couple of markings. So, take out the white wall, and we now want to split the rectangular shape that we've just made, like, up the middle. So, we want to do it...
Okay, so it should be a total of 25 then, correct? Hold on, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yes, it's 25. So we need to find the 13th one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And we're going to break off the middle section, though, right here. There we go.
Do it like on the long way, and we just want to split up the middle, and we want to place a row of white wool. I'm just eyeballing it, and I'm pretty sure that I've nailed it. I would expect you guys to do the same. Split up the middle, eyeball it, you'll be able to figure it out like that. Then, with your white wool again, coming to the left-hand side here, so we're on the bottom left-hand corner, looking down on it, we want to find the third grass block coming up, so that's the first, second, third. Knock out 3 blocks going right, 1, 2, 3. Then do 3 up right.
Okay, I am going to need a grass block again.
Diagonals 1, 2, 3. Then go up by 2. Do 3 up left diagonals 1, 2, 3. Come back by 2. Replace all of those blocks with white wool. Once you've done that on the left, do the same on the right. So we're now on the right, bottom right hand corner. We want to find the third block coming up from this grass. That's 1, 2, 3. Knock out the 3 blocks going left, 1, 2, 3. 3 up left diagonals, 1, 2, 3. Up by 2, 1, 2. 3 up right diagonals, 1, 2, 3. Right by 2. Replace all of those blocks with white wool. Like this. We then want to take out an orange wool and place an orange wool in the very dead center of that vertical row of white wool that we have there.
Okay, so
then
I'm actually going to do
that orange wool, we want to knock out the 2 blocks in the floor left and right of it, replace them with cyan stained clay, and then go around those cyan stained clay blocks with your white wool, except you don't want them to connect on the corners. You want to have something which would look exactly like that. There you go. Then we want to take out our polished andesite, and on the very left of the court and on the very right of the court, coming up from the very center middle blocks on the left.
Okay. Now, I'm curious about something though. Hold on. I want to see something real quick. Is there actually like... No, that's an oddly shaped mailbox. An oddly shaped mailbox, if I do say so myself, because I've never seen a mailbox like that before. Never have. Okay. So, we're going to come down to here, go to the middle block.
On the left and right hand side, we want to do 2 rows, or 1 row of 8 polished
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. And we will want to knock out the white wool block for that, or the white carpet block for that. We have our row of 8, and then we want to take the 8th block, extend it, coming towards the court by 1. We then want to place a white wool in front of it, a white wool on the left and right of that white wool. We then want to place a row of white on top of it.
There we go.
We then want to go around that rectangular layer of white that we've made with our black wool, go around it
1,
with the black
2,
wool,
3,
like
4,
this.
5,
We then
6,
want to
7,
take out our
8.
red wool.
Well, technically it's supposed to be 9 though,
Start
technically.
from left-hand corner, bottom right-hand corner of the
No, wait,
white
no,
wool,
that's
left-hand
9,
corner,
that's
there is
8. Okay.
A red wool coming towards you, each that way. Then do a red wool
There we go.
like diagonally in between them in front of those 2 red walls. Then take out the web, do a web underneath the empty space that we have, like around the reds, then place 1 left, right, in front of and below that very first initial row. And then we have the net for the basketball hoop. Once you've got that taken care of on the left hand side, we're going to do the same on the right. If you guys can remember, first.
Oh, that's not even centered. That's not even...
Center block on the right.
That's actually not even centered. I just noticed. I just realized that's not even centered. Yeah, the fact I just realized that's not even centered though is crazy. Damn it. Gotta go with the cross block again and fix it up. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Ugh, now that looks a bit too now that actually looks too tall. Yeah, that's too high. Yeah, that's way too high. That's actually way too high. So I'm changing this though, and I'm cutting it back down 2 blocks. There we go. That's actually a bit better, actually. So that's actually way better. So I need to cut it down 2 blocks. I need to stick it. So I'm going to stick it right there, actually. Oh yeah, that makes things a lot easier, though. But I'm actually going to be sticking it like this. There we go. Now that makes it look a lot better now. And I mean a lot better. There we go. Whoops. There we go. Perfect. I just realized though, if I would have known the red wool that was in the black wool was actually gonna be used for like the basketball hoops itself though, then I wouldn't have used it. Ah, voice crack. Ooh. Darn it. There we go. And so now the basketball area though is going to be completed. Well, the exterior. Well, now that the exterior though is going to be completed though, I just need to work on the interior. Once I'm done with the exterior, which means I'm going to need to go back to the beginning of this video, of this tutorial for the video, of course. There we go. Ooh. Perfect. There we go. Okay, so now that this area is all done, what I'm now going to need to do though is this. I'm going to stick all this stuff back inside my inventory. I'm going to get rid of the stuff I don't need anymore. Now I am still going to need to keep the basketball though because I need to grab that chest back out. Stick it back inside here. Stick the basketball back inside the center of the basketball court. There we go. Okay. Now I can finally work on the interior now.
And then we have the... Oh, hey, Tom. Yeah.
Okay, so now I need to go to the... Now I need to head down this way, though. To the front of the school. Now, I'm only going to be able to do 2 videos, though, this morning. Only 2. Well, depending on what time I actually get done with this one, though.
if you'd like, probably design. You have tutorial, and then we're going to move outside. So this is exactly what you guys should have. Nothing is different. This is where we floors, and we're going to have to apply the hallways. We're to do is apply the floors, and we're going to have to apply the hallways. We're basically going to make the structure of the school. So first of all, we're going to have to give this thing a floor. The first floor is going to be made out of andesite, and it's just going to cover the entire ground floor. So we're going to have to apply a layer of andesite, as you can see, to this entire area.
Okay, so luckily for me though, I'm a quick builder, so I can get this done pretty quick. Like so. But since I have to be at... Now, I was originally supposed to be at work at 10 though, but my manager decided, well, not really decided though, but asked me if I could come in at 9 rather than 10 today, and I told her, you can count on me. So, which means that there will be less videos this morning though. Now, luckily for me though, I'm actually adding in the floor first though, while the video is paused or for the tutorial, which is actually very, very good and useful. Now, you know how schools have like cameras though? I won't be able to add any cameras. And the reason why, though, is because it's going to be very difficult, though, to add. Now, one thing, though, that I also do know... The one thing that I also do know is this. So, once I get done with the floor, though, I just noticed something. This school doesn't have any bathrooms. I just noticed. So I'm going to have to transform one of the rooms, though, into bathrooms. But unfortunately, though, the tutorial does not show how to make bathrooms. So, and what's a school without bathrooms? Because out of all the schools I've been to, they have bathrooms. For the faculty, the staff, and the students. Which is why I want to make sure I add in those well, though. And I want to make sure I add one on each floor as well, though. So, now obviously, though, what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to build the rooms, though. But when I get to the area, well, obviously, when I get to the parts, though, for the bathrooms... What I'm going to be doing, though, is this. What I'm actually going to be doing, though, is I'm going to be adding in bathrooms, though. Since the bathrooms are very crucial in a school.
It's going to take a while. The second floor for the school is designed to sit one block below the second floor window. So you can see where we have the second floor windows here. We want to have one block below the window here, and then the floor is just below it, or equally so, the floor sits just above the ground floor windows. So the second floor to the school is going to be positioned here, and it is once again going to be made completely out of andesite block. What we're also going to have to do is space out where the hallways are going to go. This school has a few hallways. Let me explain. So, the first hallway for the school, and remember that we're going to have the second floor in this as well, so it's not going to look exactly like this once it's finished. There's going to be one hallway on the ground floor that runs all the way from the front of the school to the back of the school, and it's going to be positioned here. So it's positioned where the second floor is going to be, which is just above this window, so this block right here, and it takes this very front corner and it connects the front of the school to the back of the school. We also want to do the same thing on the other side. You can see we've already made a start, so we want to take this block and we want to extend it going all the way back towards where the back of the school is going to be, and then we can light it up once we've kind of got the framework for this. So we have the one long hallway from the front of the school to the back of the school.
Okay. Now, what I'm actually going to be doing, though, is I'm actually going to be filling this all in, though, to make it easier on myself.
School. Then we have two more hallways. We have one on the left-hand side. So the left-hand side, it's like where we have these middle 7 blocks, like a whole segment of this is like 7. So you want to take, just above the window, you want to take these blocks here for like where the fire exit is, and you want to take like this little panel, and you just kind of want to separate it. If you guys can see what I'm talking about, it's kind of difficult to put a lot of this into words, but hopefully you can see how this is kind of getting divided up. And that's where one hallway is going to be. So if you can imagine, you're walking in, this is one big hall from the front to the back, and then we'll also be able to go left here, and I can just extend these down so I can just kind of like represent it a little better. It's a little bit dark, it's kind of difficult to see in here. We're going to light this up in just a moment once we actually have the framework taken care of. So we're also going to have a hallway this way.
Actually,
it's supposed to go on the opposite side. So
actually, it's supposed to go out to here,
like
actually.
Cross section, so we can kind of just like, it's essentially going to look like a big giant plus shape. Just kind of like mark out where it's going to be.
There we go.
We're just going to have something which should look. Hang on, it takes a little while to do because this is actually quite big, but you can see how it's going to end up. You can see how it's being separated. It's basically a big giant plus shape. And each one of these like 4 rooms that we have now, like down on the bottom floor, which is that one, that one, that one, and that one, those are all going to be classrooms or something of the like. So you can see how we've separated this into even sections, and then we can take these blocks that kind of like connect.
There we go. There we go. Perfect. Okay.
Down to the ground, and we should drag them down to the ground because it's going to be important that we know where these are going to be later. So you can now see that looking down we have like a nice big giant plus shape. Plus we also want to have the same markings on the second floor. So for the second floor we're also going to want to have the hallways marked out because it's the exact same pattern like on the second floor.
Did I just see that right?
First floor
salt? You get salt from this stuff?
And it just wants to...
Wait, you can get salt from polished andesite? Since when? I thought it was only from stone. Well, I'll be damned. So let me just destroy all these blocks for right now, though. I guess anything stone related, though? Could I, well, actually drop salt, though, I guess? I guess that makes sense. There we go. Okay. Now, the reason I'm destroying this now, though, is just to make it a bit easier on myself, though, on me adding in the walls, though. Like so. Now, that over there I'm going to leave, though. But I will destroy, like, this section right here, though, at least. Now, this right here I'm going to leave. Like, this right above the doorway, though, is what I'm going to leave alone. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna grab it. Oh wait, well first things first though, I gotta grab out all the salt that fell on the floor. And that's all the salt that fell on the floor. 16 grains of salt! God damn. Oh, Oh, wait, I see another thing of salt down there, actually.
Look a little bit like this, you can see that's how the second floor is going to go. Plus, the third floor, because you can get on the roof of this place, it's going to sit in line with the roof. So you can see where we have the andesite for the roof. We also have to install another layer of andesite. So we've not only got the ground floor to fill in here, we've not only got the second floor to fill in, but
Okay, so it turns out this is actually andesite right here, actually.
We also have that to fill in. Hopefully you guys can see how we've arrived at that, but that's how it's going to look. But before we do fill these in, we're going to take out our torches, and we're going to light this place up a bit, because it's only going to make things easier. I'm already sick of being in the dark, so you can basically light up all of the windows. How I did it, the way that I've lit this place up is, as you imagine that all of the classrooms have windows, they're split into 4 even sections. I've placed torches in each one of the 4 corners of the windows, so that lights up the classroom quite nicely. But once we get to each individual classroom, we're probably going to want to light them up even more. Plus, the hallways are pretty dark, so we're going to also have to light those up. But it's probably going to be a good idea that we have the walls and stuff filled in first, because we're going to want to place torches all over the place. So these are the things that I want you guys to do, and these are the things that I'm going to also have to do whilst I'm gone, because I'm not going to do this on recording, because it's going to take a really, really long time, but I am doing the same thing as you guys. So you can see
let me about the torches real quick, though, so I can at least see a little bit.
The ground floor to fill in, the second floor, and we have the third floor to fill in. You can see that we're probably going to want to start off by placing torches around each one of the windows, all 4 corners of the windows. We're also going to have to do that to some of the pillars and stuff, so like some of these we're also going to have to do it, but it's probably a good idea to have the floors in and stuff, see how dark it's going to be before we do that. So I'm going to be back in just a moment, guys, once I've added in all of the floors and once I've added in all of the torches around the windows, and then we can talk about what's going to happen.
Okay. So what I need to do, now what I'm going to do though is this. I'm going to add in the stuff for the windows first. Not on the windows itself, but something like this. Then I'll do the same thing down here. Go. Ooh, there we go. Ooh, there we go. No, not on the glass. Definitely not on the glass. I need to stop placing it on top of the glass. I really need to stop doing that. There we go. Perfect. Nicely done. Okie dokie. Perfect. Okay. Oh, I just wasn't sure what that was up there, but it's just the stained glass. There we go. Perfect. Now I think I'm on the final set of windows. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to start doing it on the pillars next. So I'm going to stick some around here, which is 1 block up from the ground. Perfect. There we go.
Happen next. Alright guys, so as you can see, I have finished.
Okay, so I could see the areas so they are all filled in, which is not the hallways, but the classroom areas. Except for like the bottom floor though. Okay, I probably should have done that though, to be honest. I don't know why I didn't. There we go. Okay. Oh dear. Perfect. Okay. I'm gonna go down over here. Now, I'm also glad I actually was able to light this place up though a little bit though. Because I don't want to constantly have to use night vision though. Because me constantly using night vision though is a pain in the butt though, because I have to constantly like use the command to give me infinite night vision and stuff like that. And I don't like that. I really don't like that. Now I just fill all this in real quick. There we go. Okay. Now, good thing that I already filled in like the main floor area though. I'm glad I filled all that in first. Like, really glad I did all that first. There we go. But then I just realized that that some of the hallways, like some parts of the hallways though, are filled in. Just certain ones are not though. Because the last thing I have to build though on the fairground though is just the roller coaster, and it's got more salt. Are you kidding me? There we go. And perfect. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to patch this area in next. Okie dokie. There we go. Perfectly done. Nice. Okie dokie. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now it's going to patch this in, and I'm going to patch in the upper section as well. And once the upper section is all filled in, then I can continue with the tutorial. There we go. Okay, so now I've got to patch this entire section up here in. And I mean this entire upper section.
filling in each one of the 3 floors. You might not even see this third one as it has blended into the roof. And I have also finished lighting up each one of the windows. That takes quite a while. If you guys haven't already figured it out, it takes a really long time to do that. It'll probably run you about 20 minutes. It really does take quite some time. But once you yourself have reached this point right here, you've majoritively filled in each one of the 3 floors. I have left a little open space just so that we can travel through the floors quite easily. Once you've filled in each one of the 3 floors and lit up the windows, this is what we want to do next. So now we're actually going to add in the walls to the hallways. So the way that this is going to work, and it's going to work for the 2nd floor as it will the 1st floor, it's going to work in the exact same way. We now basically want to, you know how we marked everything out into a big giant plus shape? Well, now we just want to basically, like, give that plus shape a 3D shape. So we're basically now just tracing along the floor, and I'm just going to do it with the left-hand side, or I guess this is the right-hand side technically, the right-hand side of the school first. You can see where I'm tracing along the floor with my brick, like this. This is where the walls are going to go. So this is going to be the hallway that we can walk through, as will this middle section, but on the left-hand side, and you can see the right-hand side as well, we're going to be... Imagine being able to build any...
There we go. There we go. Perfect. Okay.
Building up the walls with bricks. Not only are we doing this on the ground floor, but, as you guys may have assumed, we'll also be doing this on the 2nd floor, and I believe that I've already mentioned it. The 2nd floor, it has the exact same floor plan as the ground floor, except, of course, it's on the 2nd floor. So you can see how this is going to get built up. We're going to be building up all of the walls all the way to the top like this. It's also going to get very dark, and we're also going to have some stairs here as well. Shall we build the stairs whilst we're still at this point? We probably should. So, the stairs...
Okay, so the stairs, though, is what's next, though, but let me at least finish off, though, with these walls real quick, though, at least. Like the second floor walls, though. Let me at least finish up with those before I work on the stairs. Because, in my opinion, though, it's just gonna make things a lot easier for me. Because I'm starting off the walls on the 2nd floor, not the 1st floor. Okay, dokie, there we go. Perfect. Nicely done. Okay. Ooh. Ah. There we go. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to come down to here, add in this wall. Now, what I'm going to be doing, though, is I'm going to do it a little bit differently, though, for like the 1st floor walls. So what I'm going to be doing, though, is once I'm done with like the 2nd floor walls, what I'm going to be doing, though, is this. I'm just going to create the floor plan, though, for the walls, but not build them up, though, until I do the stairs. So now the stairs are very, very, very important. I know that for a fact. There we go. Okay. So let me just come down to here real quick and just add in the floor plan like this. And like this. Or what I could do, though, is I could actually just build up these walls right here. You know what? I'm actually gonna do this actually real quick. Like for the area of the stairs, though, I'm just gonna leave like the 1 block high, though, while the rest of the walls, though, are gonna be built up, though, until the stairs get done. It's just gonna make it a lot easier on myself, though, to be honest. And I mean a lot easier on myself. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Nice to know. Now, one thing, though, that I do remember is that I actually added some special needs classrooms. You know, to kind of make it fair for, like, students, though, with special needs. Because in my opinion, though, having those kinds of classrooms, though, would just make it seem, like, fair, though. So, we don't have students working, so we don't have, like, so, like, for example, me. I'm going to use myself as an example. I was in special needs classrooms for an extended period of time because of my level of learning, which since I have autism spectrum disorder, I couldn't really handle regular ed full time. So at some point, I was stuck into special needs. I was stuck into special needs for a little bit until I was able to, until summertime around junior high, where I was eventually started getting back into regular ed, but with co-teaching regular ed. But that's when COVID hit, though, because 8th grade year was when COVID happened for me. I was in 8th grade at the time when it happened.
Stairs are relatively simple. Let me bring up my plans just so I can see. Okay, so to build the stairs, I've made them out of the polished andesite and out of stone brick stairs. They're the only two materials that I've used. And I centered them a little bit backwards. So the stairs sit right at the back center of the school, and they sit like 3 rows in towards the back. So I'm just filling in 3 rows of the back floor here. And the stairs are going to be kind of like here. They're going to be 1 row into the hallway on the left and right hand side. And now we're just going to kind of like connect these stairs down to the ground. Of course, you can place them further or back, or further closer towards you, or further back, depending upon where you want your personal stairs. Like, would you prefer that the stairs are in line here, like with the hallways? I wanted them sat back a little bit, so you can kind of like shuffle them around if you like, but I wouldn't change the actual location of the stairs. I would keep them very near the back of the school, so I really wouldn't change the location of them, but
there we go.
You can change.
I just realized I could have just done all these walls stuff beforehand.
Like, bring them close together if you wanted to bring them further apart, whatever you want to do. But this is how I've kind of like set the stairs out. It's just a single strip of stone brick stairs on the left and right hand side, and it's just andesite on left and right of those stairs. So we have 2 sets.
Okay, so let me just do this wall real quick. I mean quick. There we go. Okay. I guess it was wise enough though to build in the walls first though, like this. There we go.
Is what I'm saying. I realised that might have been a pretty confusing thing to say. It's like stairs on the left and right, and then andesite on the left and right as well. I mean, we have 2 sets of stairs. One's on the left hand side, one's on the right hand side.
White stained glass panes.
Either side of those we have our polished andesite, and it will look a little something like. Oh, hang on, we've just got this to add in here, place that in the wrong place. So we just want to have something which should look a little bit like this, and that's where we have the stairs. I figured it's probably easiest to add these in now, and you can see this. This is where it's going to go. This is how we're going to travel from the 1st floor all the way up to the 2nd floor. And then we can add the 2nd floor to the 3rd floor stairs in later. But on the 2nd floor as well, we're also going to want to do the same thing that we did on the 1st floor.
I'm just adding these here for right now, though.
Where the
I did that already.
There's so much data.
I actually did all the walls on the second floor already, though, to make it easier on myself. So, yeah. There we go.
Or upside down of the block. Enough room. Yeah. Work as a proper school if you wanted to roleplay or web this school, surprisingly, and very few of my builds do, but this has been built 100% for the purpose. Like, this interior and exterior has been built 100% to actually work as a proper school if you wanted to roleplay or whatever you wanted to do. It actually works, it makes sense, and I really wouldn't tamper with it too much. But you can see that those are where all of the walls are going to go. We're also going to have to light up this place like crazy. There's going to be a lot of light added to the pillars that we have in the center. There's going to be a lot of light added to the brick walls that we have as well. I'm just lighting it up a little bit because I hate the dark in Minecraft. It drives me mental. I wish we could see everything quite clearly. And right there, towards the back there, and I should mention this, we also stupid that I placed torches there. We're also going to be filling in this little back section. We're going to be giving this a wall. So you can see where we have like the front of the building. This is the front of the building. The clock is on the other side of this wall. We also want to wall this off. Why do we want to wall this off, guys? It's because the head teacher, the principal's office, whatever you want to call them, the head honcho's office is actually right there behind the clock. And that's the way that I've designed this. So it's on the second floor. It's like the first thing that you see when you get on this here. Door here, right in the center. And I think that we're also going to place a little bit of white stained glass just above it, like this. And we'll also give it a proper door later on as well. But that's where the head teacher's going to be. That's what we call them in England, or principal, whatever you want to call them. What we have to do now is, now that we have the stairs, now that we know where all of the walls are going to go, where the principal's going to be, we're now going to raise up all the walls, and I'm also going to light it up as well. Lighting's and have more those things go. Well, Tadal, I have lit this place up a lot better, and I have added in all of the necessary walls. Remember, we have the principal/head teacher's wall here, and then we just have all of the others which we had marked out previously anyway. Once you yourself have taken on the arduous task of filling in all of the walls, we've almost completed the hard, difficult, long bit of the interior. So once you yourself have reached this point right here, and that'll probably take you about another 20 minutes, it does take a long time. Once you've got that taken care of, we now want to do a couple of things. So not only are we going to add lockers to the inside of the school, but we're also going to add in the staircase up to the third floor, and then we get to work on the individual rooms. So the lockers are located just left and right of the actual front entrance to the school, and to make them, they're actually quite simple. We're going to want to grab some cyan stained clay. We will want polished andesite, which I already have out. We'll also want, I'm looking for it, guys, we want some regular stone slabs, and we want some buttons. Now, the lockers I have designed, and take out your polished andesite first. On the
oh, it's smooth stone slabs, not regular stone slabs. It's smooth stone slabs. There we go. And then now we're going to get out these stone buttons. There we go. Okay, so here's the front of the school.
Left and right hand side, there is a gap of 4 from the entrance to where the lockers are, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, a gap of 4, and then there is a row of 13 polished andesite on the ground.
Okay, wait, gap of 4, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.